A Mortal's Journey to Immortality episode 172. In the previous episode, after returning to secluded cultivation, Han Li found himself standing at a crossroads. Should he risk refining a second nascent soul? The temptation was great, but he chose caution, deciding to first master the profound Nascent Formation Arts before taking such a dangerous step. Meanwhile, within the Drifting Cloud Sect, the two elders, Cheng and Lu, quietly discussed Han Li's mysterious past. From what little they uncovered, he had once been a humble foundation establishment cultivator of the Yellow Maple Valley, a sect long since in decline. His astonishing rise to the Nascent Soul stage in just 2 centuries made even seasoned elders wary and deeply impressed. As Elder Cheng's life neared its end, he placed his hopes on Han Li to preserve the future of their sect, a cultivator whose calm nature and immense potential might ensure their survival for centuries to come. Now, with the grand trade meet of the Heavenly South approaching in Soaring Heaven City, Elder Cheng sends Han Li and Elder Lu to attend, a journey that will test not only Han Li's strength, but also reveal new opportunities and unseen dangers. And the story continues. The two men were Han Li and Elder Lu, who had traveled from the state of Xi. Accompanying them was the beautiful female cultivator, Mu Peeling, who was Han Li's concubine. She had recently emerged from seclusion, only to encounter Han Li, and upon learning he was heading to the largest trade meet in the Heavenly South, she requested to join him. Her reasoning was simple: she had reached a cultivation bottleneck, and this rare gathering might be her only chance to broaden her horizons and advance toward core formation. Han Li, never unkind and never seeing danger in this journey, agreed. After all, a beautiful companion was no inconvenience on a long journey. The silver-haired old man of the sect had chosen to stay behind, keeping watch over the Drifting Cloud Sect to prevent any disturbances while they were away. He had already participated in these grand meetings 8 times and no longer sought new materials. Instead, he preferred to allow younger disciples the opportunity. While the 3 sects of the Dreamcloud Mountains each sent their own delegations, Han Li deliberately avoided traveling with the younger cultivators. Instead, he took the route through the 9 Nations Union that avoided countries dominated by the righteous and devil Dao, ensuring a smooth and untroubled journey. As they traveled, Han Li was quietly observing their surroundings. Occasionally, other cultivators would cross their path, but the moment their spiritual sense swept over Han Li and Elder Lu, their expressions would betray shock, and they would veer away quickly. 2 nascent soul cultivators traveling unconcealed were a terrifying sight, enough to make any passerby reconsider their path. Mu Peeling initially found this unsettling, but she soon grew accustomed to the reactions it provoked. During their flight, Elder Lu, with a sense of camaraderie, began to explain, the trade meet is held only once every 100 years. In the past, these gatherings alternated between the righteous and devilish Dao, typically in the states of Tianluo and Fengdou. At that time, the Heavenly Dao Alliance had not yet been formed, and the 9 Nations Union was under the strict control of the Molan Spell Warriors. Naturally, the righteous and devil Dao monopolized the gathering. Later, as the 2 sides expanded, neither wanted the other to host. The last meeting, held in the 9 Nations Union without interference, was considered a great loss for both sides. Han Li responded with mild interest. That makes it convenient for the 9 Nations Union. But I've also heard about Soaring Heaven City. They say it's the only city in the Heavenly South entirely made up of cultivators. In the past, when the Molan Spell Warriors invaded the state of Yu, the newly formed 9 Nations Union, with the Greater Light Extinguishing Formation, fought them off. Many nascent soul cultivators perished in that battle. It must have been truly desperate. Elder Lu chuckled, amused at Han Li's curiosity, then asked pointedly, Junior Martial Brother, I sense something different about you after your seclusion. It's not merely an increase in cultivation, it seems you've been practicing a secret technique. Han Li smiled lightly, deflecting with humility. I have cultivated a few techniques, though I am far from mastering them. I've also heard of your 1000-wave arts. Senior Martial Brother Lu, I hope one day to see it in action. Elder Lu shook his head with a wry smile. You mustn't listen to the gossip of younger disciples. My Thousand Waves art is merely an ordinary water-based cultivation technique. While it can easily defeat core formation cultivators, it has limited success against those of similar grade. However, it possesses two divine abilities for survival, allowing me to escape even in defeat. Han Li reflected on past events and realized the truth in Elder Lu's words. His survival in previous conflicts had indeed been remarkable. Suddenly, Han Li's expression shifted. He turned his head, focusing his attention on a distant approach. Mu, peeling, curious, asked, "Sir, what's happening over there?" Her bright eyes mirrored her fascination. Han Li's frown indicated caution. There seems to be a squad of cultivators approaching, led by a Nascent Soul cultivator. It seems they have discovered us. Elder Lu, following Han Li's gaze, showed astonishment. Indeed, Junior Martial Brother's spiritual sense detected them before mine. I did not expect such careful awareness so close to soaring Heaven's city. Han Li's smile remained subtle. Detecting others was effortless for him. But he noted the approaching Nascent Soul cultivator's power as formidable. Both he and Elder Lu slowed their pace to observe. Soon, the distant sound of drums and a golden light on the horizon revealed a group of cultivators dressed in golden armor. Escorting a magnificent carriage, palace maids and white cranes accompanied them, creating an image of imperial grandeur. Mu Peiling's jaw dropped in astonishment. Han Li, though impressed, quickly regained composure, understanding that such displays were common among high-level cultivators. Elder Lu, however, paled slightly. His voice turned tense. "Duke Nanlong, why is this eccentric participating?" Junior Martial Brother, remain silent. His abilities are formidable, and his temperament, unusual. Allow me to handle this. Han Li complied, and Mu Peeling wisely remained quiet. The carriage drew closer, revealing two spirit beasts pulling it, one resembling a qilin with azure scales and a unique horn, and the other a majestic fire phoenix with golden feathers. Elder Lu bowed respectfully, his voice steady but with an undertone of caution. "Is that Marquis Nanlong? I am Lu Luo of the Drifting Cloud Sect, a disciple of monk Mu Li. It has been 300 years since we last met. It is truly my fortune to see you again." The carriage, veiled in a golden mist, halted about 100 meters away. Silence fell. Han Li's eyes narrowed, but his expression soon relaxed. From within the golden light, a lazy and leisurely voice spoke. "Oh, so you're Mu Li's pedantic, scholarly disciple. At the time, you seemed only a core formation cultivator. I did not expect that in just 300 years, you've reached Nascent Soul. I've heard your master passed away in meditation during that time. It is truly a pity. However, the fellow Taoist at your side seems quite unfamiliar." And that wraps up this episode. In this part, we saw Han Li traveling with Elder Lu and his concubine, Mu Peeling, toward the largest trade meet in the heavenly south. We learned more about Mu Peiling's ambition to break through her cultivation bottleneck and how Han Li thoughtfully allowed her to join him. The journey itself highlighted the sheer presence and power of Nascent Soul cultivators, as ordinary travelers instinctively avoided them, showing just how formidable Han Li and Elder Lu are. We also got a glimpse into the history and significance of Soaring Heaven's City, understanding why this trade meet is such a rare and monumental event, held only once every 100 years. The episode further emphasized Han Li's sharp perception, his ability to sense powerful cultivators from afar, and the subtle balance of caution and confidence he maintains during his travels. The climax of this part came with the dramatic arrival of Marquis Nanlong, escorted by a magnificent carriage and two legendary spirit beasts, a qilin and a fire phoenix, making it clear that this trade meet is no ordinary gathering. Elder Lu's reaction also gave us insight into the extraordinary abilities and temperaments of some cultivators, and the tension set up between Han Li, his companions, and these new figures promises exciting developments in the next episodes. If you enjoyed this episode or found it interesting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to receive notifications for the latest episodes in Han Li's journey. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode for more adventures and discoveries with Han Li.